Okay, today we're going to talk about how to change a time clock in a salt chlorinator. This is a typical Clearwater unit which has an ATB72 time clock. These clocks are used in many different salt chlorinators on the market, and the process is virtually the same on all the units. Okay, first thing to do, make sure the power is switched off and the plug is pulled out of the socket. You quickly undo the 4 screws holding on the cover, or whichever cover is applicable for the particular chlorinator that you're replacing the clock in. Okay, now these clocks are very simple to remove. They just simply clip in to the panel on the side. You just get a screwdriver and just unclip the clock. They just simply push in. Okay, now you'll see that there are 4 wires going to the time clock. It's very important that these wires go back on the same terminals where they came off. There's a little picture there of a motor. They're the active and neutral, and then the active loops around to the switch, and then the switch goes back to the power socket. If in doubt, always draw yourself a little diagram so you cannot make a mistake. Just pull them off simply like that. Discard the old time clock. Now, in some areas of Australia, particularly in Queensland, they use a battery backup clock. The clock itself looks identical. There are no changes to the rear of the clock, so the battery is internal inside the clock. So there's no need to worry about anything different with the wiring on a battery backup clock. The battery backups are used in areas where there's off-peak power, where it's some hours during the day that the power is switched off to save electricity costs. But whether it's a battery backup clock or a standard time clock, the process is identical. So the wires go back on where they came off. Very important that they go back on the same location. Okay, when the wires are plugged in, the clock simply push it back in. Simple as that. Okay, on this particular model time clock, the ATB72, it has a 50 and 60 Hertz switch. Now, when you get a new time clock, sometimes they are set to 60 Hertz for US power supply. In Australia, we must switch them to 50 Hertz, otherwise the clock will not run at the correct time. So you just get yourself a little screwdriver and you just flick it up to the 50 Hertz, and you never need to touch that switch again. This switch over here is your on and auto switch. Auto is obviously self-explanatory. It will turn on and off at the set times. The on switch is a manual override, where if you turn it on, it will run no matter whether the clock is turned off or turned on. We have a video on how to set up the time clock on another video on our YouTube site, so if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you will find the other video on how to set up the clock. Okay, all you've got to do now, the clock's done, you just put the lid back on. You put the screws back in the lid, of course, plug it back in, and job's done. Now, if you do have any questions, if you're not sure, if you have a different brand of salt chlorinator, give us a call on 1300 Pill Shop, or pop us an email 24/7 at sales@directpillsupplies.com.au for further advice on your particular unit.